Hi everybody, welcome back to the channel, and today we're going to do a little bit of discussion on Net Results Soccer. No gameplay today, just some discussion on setup and stats and different files that I use. But I wanted to show Rooney. So there's Rooney. She is named after Wayne Rooney, so Manchester United, and so I wanted to put her in the video and let you guys, like I said, put the face to the name. Also, Peanut. Peanut's not in here yet, but she will be, I'm sure. So let me pause this and let her out, because if I don't, she'll be jumping up and down the whole time. So hold on. Let me do this one-handed. Okay, so got that. That was Rooney. So today I am supporting. I'm repping Ramona High School Bulldogs softball team. My daughter played for them for 4 years before she went to Notre Dame, and I coached there 1 year, had a really good year with that, and so I have lots of gear. I'm going to represent them today. So today's video, we're going to talk a little bit about the files that I use to set up the game and play the game, and then put the results into the stats that I keep, and realize that this has been done over the course of 10 years of me building and building and building. I was going back today and looking at some of the old files I had, and some of the old score sheets that were out there, and just how my format has changed. And I had 13-14. I played the 13-14 season when it first came out. I did Manchester United's games, and I have those score sheets, and I don't have them filled out, unfortunately. That's when I was kind of bummed. But I had them filled out. And then 14-15, I replayed in 14-15. I did, I think, all of Manchester United plus a bunch of other games. It ended up being about 156 games in the Premier League and 156 games of La Liga. Just a fantastic Barcelona Real Madrid team that I'm actually redoing, trying to do the stats to create that set on my format, because I want to play that next. Had those score sheets, and I can see the evolution of that. And I think the first season I did, a full season I did, I think it was 15-16. And it's just evolved. Everything that I've done has evolved from, wouldn't it be cool if I did this? Wouldn't it be cool if it could do that? And it's gone from strictly Excel to now Google Sheets and Excel. Have a combination of both. I will say Google is my very good friend in this. So I do Google Drive backup, and I back up folders from my computer up to Google, up to my Google Drive. Excuse me. There, I can then sync up other computers. So if I'm at work and I want to play at lunch, I can do that. I have that synced up. So the files that I create are available on both of these systems. And I'll see how that kind of plays out here in a second. So this has, again, been an evolution. My plan today is really to just show you kind of the structure and how I've done it, and give you guys ideas if you want to do that as well. And to know this also, this has really been, again, because of so long and so many games, this is a way for me to try to speed up all the other stuff. Getting the games ready, doing the stats, and trying to take that time out of that piece to try to really enhance that process. So before we get started, if you like this video, go ahead and hit the thumbs up button that you like it. And I'm trying to get to 100 subscribers, so I'm almost there. If you want, you can subscribe to my channel. That way, if I do any videos, you get notified in your YouTube. And just trying to work up my audience there. So anyways, that's personal. So, okay. So let's dive in a little bit and see where we're at. The first thing I wanted to show you is my file structure. So I'm going to kind of take you a walk through one of my monitors. I have a dual monitor system. I've tried 3 monitors, and it was too much. I have 2 big monitors, and with the third monitor, it just ended up, my head was spinning all over the place. So I have 2 monitors. But this is my Net Results Soccer folder, and you can see all the different leagues are in here. So Bundesliga, English League 1, 2, Championship, EPL, all these leagues that I've worked on. I also have Fast Score Soccer, which is a game from Downey Games that allows you to fast score, lets you do a quick score of the other games that I'm not playing. So I used to use that a lot to do like mini replays and quickly play all the other ones. I actually have that automated as well, so I have that in there. A couple other things, card creation. That's where I had all my files when I was actually working through creating, and a bunch of other files in here that are just throughout the years, me playing with it, trying to figure stuff out. A lot of those are old. All my dice rollers are in there. My base cards. One other thing I will say about Google and syncing up to Google Drive, a huge benefit. If you screw up a file, which happens all the time, you screw up a file and oh my gosh, what did I do to it? When you sync to Google Drive, it keeps the last few revisions of that file, so you can always go back and restore or download an older version that I know works. So I've had to do that several times when I've just kind of just bombed out a file. So anyways, this is the file structure. I go into each league, and here's all of the stats, or all the seasons I have. 0809, I think, is a season David created. He sent to me at one point. All the seasons I've created are down here, but we're looking right now, it's 13-14. You can see a Manchester United history. I have an old history of it. I have it in PDF. The 13-14 year, which has David's files in there back from when we had those. Card creation folder. My structure is pretty much the same. I have logos. I have the cards. All of the cards are in here. So these are all the cards that I created for all the players and teams and goalies. Card creation has all the files I use to create the sets. Logos are obviously logos. And then all my sheets. I keep my sheets separated. These are all the sheets so far in the replay. It's kind of how I know how many games I've played is I just kind of put all the files in the sheets folder. So looking at this, there's some specific files that I work with to create this, to create all of the settings. The first one is the game ratings file. And I have the score sheet file. I have my game cards file and my roller. So those are the four main ones. I also use the standings folder. So there's 5 files that I use on a fairly regular basis to set up each game, play each game, and then have things filled into the stats. The game ratings file. This is why my roller is specific to how I do it, because if you didn't have it set up like this, it wouldn't work for you. And same with the score sheet, that kind of in a way. Every team has a tab, so each team is broken out. The players are in alphabetical order. Their position, their numerical position. A 1 is a defender, a 5 is a forward. This helps me by doing sorting. Their assist rating, so when I go to find out who had an assist, that's their assist rating. Their offense rating, just to show what the offense rating is for the players. Their defensive rating, their foul rating, and their shot rating. So if there's a rebound, I can generate a random number based on the shot rating. If there's a foul, random number on the foul rating, assist, and so forth. So what I would do, let's see if I can do this. I actually think I closed the window. No, I didn't. I'm going to see if I can do this here. Nope, I don't want that. So Google today decided to not let my my ad blocker, it stopped working. So I'm going to have to go out and find a new ad blocker. So I have ads all over the place. And there's another one. So I go to fbref.com to get the lineups for each game. So this would be the next game of a sheet I would have to create. This is Tottenham against Chelsea. So I can come over here and find Tottenham. And I'll go through who the subs are. So Chadley comes in the 62nd minute, and Holtby comes in the 70th minute, and Jermaine Defoe will come in the 77th minute. Well, who comes out? Townsend comes out. He's the first guy to come out. Eriksson is the second guy to come out, and Soldado is the third guy to come out. So while I have it here, I would go do Chelsea and figure out all the subs and the who came out for Chelsea. But we'll come down here to where the lineups are, and I put it in alphabetical order. And here's the players that are going to be playing. So it's Dawson, Dembele, Eriksson, and Lloris. So Dawson, Dembele, Eriksson, Lloris. Naughton, Paulinho, Sigurdsson, and Soldado. Townsend, Vertonghen, and Walker. You can see I have 11. I have 11 starters. So this is the minute that they come into the game. I have 11 of them there. Every sheet is sort. Every sheet I do a sort and I save it. So now I don't have to really worry about messing with that sort anymore. So data, sorted by when they come in, then position. So let me show that. This will end up being the play, position, defense, offense. So it's going to be when do they come into the game, position lowest to highest, defense highest to lowest, and then offense lowest to highest. So we sort it out. There's my lineup for the game. I do that for both teams. I don't save this file. That way, when I go back into it, I don't have to erase anything and resort. It's already done. The sorts are already there. I just have the numbers ready to go. So I'll copy all this data, and then I'll go to my score sheet file, which is here, and I will paste it into here. And that's Tottenham. So Tottenham's done. You will see the offense rating for the game is here. The defense rating for the game is here. Their record is automatically filled in. I'll show you how I do that. Starters, subs, when the subs come in and who they come in for. All that gets filled out just by copying and pasting and putting that in. And that took a while to do all of this, to get it all right and get everything to work the way I wanted to. So I would do the same thing for Chelsea. And the logos change automatically, and that's how I would do that. Save this. I don't save the score sheet file. I save it as another file, so I always have that master file to work with. So let me close this one. And I'm not going to save it. Let me pull one up. So a game that I haven't posted the results for, but I played it today. So these are all the game files. Aston Villa played Manchester City. And so I had the results here. I had the lineups here. The game was done. Manchester City won 1-0. I go in and I put in all the stats. So I print out the score sheet. I fill it in by hand. So I fill in all those stats by hand. I come back here and I fill in pretty quickly because it's all done on the sheet. 1-1-3, go through this, put all those numbers in for the game, when the yellow cards happened, and so forth. I put in corners, tackles, shot stops, and aerial wins. Put the date in, so I have that, and that's my score sheet. What that will do in turn is create the box score. Everything but here. I still have to type in all these. I haven't figured out and haven't really worked on getting this automated, but I have all my logos over here for different things. And I just put the goal and who got the goal. That's his first of the year, and no assist, but I do all that. I update the record. And that's it. And that's it for the box score. So when you guys see the post, that's the posting of the box scores there. The stat sheet. So here's the stat sheet that I use to update my stats. So I have the team stats up here. So all the stats are in here in the order that they need to be in, their offense and defense ratings for the game and so forth. Then all the player stats are down here. And that would be, and then I have the logo page. So the logo page is here with the stadium. So that's my score sheet. So I take the rating sheet, put the lineups in, copy lineups to the score sheet. Once I have that in here, I will take that. So let's just try this. I paste this into my roller. And now I have my lineups. I have the teams. All of the assist and foul random numbers are being generated. The rebound shots being generated. Corner kick, PK, offense rating, defense rating. All this stuff is done just by doing that paste. And here's when the subs are going to come in. When I'm playing the game, this will turn yellow when that minute hits. So if that minute on the clock hits, it turns yellow. It's a warning to me, sub. And I can go through and have the subs for that. So that's it. And the other thing on my roller is the assist percentages for each team. I have the corner kick defense and the PK defense. So that's the roller and how the score sheet goes into the roller. So now you've seen the ratings sheet, which generates the score sheet, which gets put into the roller. So those are all the pieces. Then you just start playing the game. Start playing the game, play the game, mark off stuff, and all these things happen. I don't save the roller when I'm done. This is where Google Drive has helped me because I've really botched this up before. I go and recover an old file. So I have that and it's all done and the roller is finished. So when I'm done, I just close it. I don't save it. So back to here. I played the game. Oh, one last file, game card file. So using the score sheet, I have the lineups. Each team has all of their cards on their own sheet, on their own tab. And so what I would do is, okay, for Aston Villa, I go through and there's your lineup. I save this, so now I only have to make the changes that happen for each game. All the players are over here. All the goalies are here. The team card down there, and I just put them in. All my subs will come down to this spot. So let's see. There's a team with 2 subs, 2 goalies, but you see how that lays out. There's Manchester United. They have their last game in here. So I just put the team cards there. When I'm done, I have a macro that moves them to the right spot on the main sheet. Here's my main sheet. So 2 monitors. This is on the left monitor. The right monitor is my roller. And when I'm done with this, I can hit clear. It'll clear all of it out, and I can put a new game in. But yeah, this is what I use. There's my team cards. I don't print out team cards anymore. I have them in, I create them a PDF. I have a file called PDF Shaper, and that turns the PDF images into, or PDF pages into images, and that's basically me cutting cards. And then I come through here and I do these and run through them and add all the picture files for each team. And that's, along with my rollers, how I play. So I will close that. So here's my score sheet. I'm done with the game. I want to now update the stats, which I haven't done for this game yet. So I can close Football Reference. Here is my stat sheet. I keep my stats in Google Sheets. I had started in Excel, and I've seen there's a few advantages with Google Sheets. First of all, pivot tables automatically update. It's a small thing, but it's nice. So your pivot tables, when you add data to what it's looking at, will automatically update. The second thing is a formula called the query formula, which is huge. The query formula looks at a table of data and pulls out and sorts based on how you want. So all of this information in here is a query looking at the standings pivot file or sheet and putting everything in order based on points and then goal differential. So it's just a formula, but it's not available in Excel. It's available in Google Sheets. And then I have the pictures here as well. So game is done. I come over here and I need to update the score. So Manchester City won the game 1-0. That automatically fills that out, and we come over here and we can see Manchester City now has that win. They have their 6th game. Aston Villa lost. Standings automatically updated. Team results. All the team results are down here for all the games. I come over to my score sheet. I copy this, go back to my standings, or my stat sheet, and I paste it, and that updates the team stats. This is the overall stats for all the games and my comparison to where I am from real life. So you can see that for the most part, I've been in there a couple of games that'll go up and it'll go down, and that has been hovering right around 0, 5 to 5 either way. 5 and -5. Shots are right on. Shots on goal are perfect. Fouls are right there. Offside's a little up. Yellow's a little down. Red cards we talked about online, way down. But some of these numbers are really low. Red cards are low. They're small numbers. Penalties are small numbers. Own goals are small numbers. So you can be way off, and then 3 games later, way over. So don't worry about that. I don't worry about it at all. It has the shooting percentage. I like to track that. So I know I'm pretty close. I'm off by 0.003. So not 1%, 0.3 of 1%. So that's pretty close. So my shooting percentage as a league is good. Home winning percentage, tie percentage, loss percentage, the overall ratings on average, clean sheets, aerials. So people talk about what are my aerial numbers. So 61.1% of the aerials are won by the home team. My replay completion, and when I'm expected to be done. So that's how many games are left, how many days I've been doing this, how many games per day. I'm expected to finish June 7th. Okay, that's the team stats. Then we go over to player stats. These are the player stats for every game that has been played. And I come back to my stat sheet. Oops, just messed that up. Come back to my stat sheet, get rid of the blanks, and then copy all this data. And paste it. And now my player stats are updated, just like that. How do I know? Well, I can go through these other tabs and know that it was done. So I know that the table updated with the game schedule, the team results updated, player game stats are done. Well, here's my league leaders. So here's where the query function comes in, and I can write queries against all the players' stats and generate all the leaders. So I have goals, assists, shots, shots on target, fouls, fouls drawn, offsides, own goals, minutes played. So there's the minutes for that game. We know that that calculated. Yellow cards, red cards, PKs. I have something overachievers and underachievers. This is for players that have an offensive rating in the replay that much higher than their actual offense rating. So you can see that Robert Snodgrass is killing it right now. So is Osvaldo from Southampton. Underachievers, there's Rooney. He hasn't scored yet, so he's a minus 63. Van Persie's right there. That's why United's not doing well. But then I have all the keepers. So those are all the player stats. Basically, I set it up one time. I set it up once. I keep this here, and I'll make a copy of this file and just put the new players and games in, and that generates this sheet for me. Team stat leaders automatically updated. You can see all the team stats that are in there. Again, lots of stuff. We talked about aerials again. There's the aerial 1%. Stoke City, real good in the air. Tottenham, not very good. And so I'll watch that throughout the year, see how it goes. It's just interesting stuff. The team keepers. I have the maximum and minimums for each team. So what has been the highest a team has got in all these stats? What's the lowest they've got? I have my individual team sheets. So you're going to start seeing me in the replay now putting how many goals a player has. I start after game 5. How many goals that is for a season when they score? Well, this is where I get that. I can use a drop down, pick a team, it'll update, and there's the stats for that team. And I'll put their opponent, let's say they're playing Norwich, and there's a team. So I have that handy. I know that Liverpool scored 13 goals so far and Norwich 3. Their goalie's at a 722 save percentage, and Ruddy's at a 652. You know, who's doing well? Who scored the most goals? Well, there's Sturridge. He has 7 already. Just, again, how would I do this? Oh, I could do this. Done. Pivot table automatically updates. Team replay totals. These are the totals for all the teams, for all their stats. I can come in here and see that the league save percentage is 71.5%. I can see that I'm off by 0.3 on defensive stop rating, so 0.3 points. It's pretty close. So far this season, the average defensive number is a 4.65. I'm at a 4.35, so I'm not blocking as many as I should, but it's pretty close. This is a color representation. I don't really look at it. It's just busy. I made it once, like, okay. Kind of cool to look at, but not really. So there's all the team replay totals. All the player stats. This is all the stats for every player. So when I put the team stats in, or the player stats in, it fills out this automatically. Looking at some more stuff, the top game performance, so I can see who's done the best performance so far this year. I already had 4 hat tricks. That's one of the things the game gives me, hat tricks. So I have 4 hat tricks. 11 shots. That was a game that was played today. Guardiola had 11 shots for Crystal Palace. But who's been fouled the most? Who has committed the most fouls? Who has the most PKs? Saves. And then you have teams down here, the team totals. Goals by match day. I just like to keep track of, am I above average or below average? How am I trending? The trend line is there. I'm pretty close to it. I'm down a little bit. So I like to watch that. Sheet 19, this was like the last sheet I created, and I didn't have a good name for it, so it's sheet 19, and it's always been sheet 19. This is every team's schedule, who they play, and their scores get filled in automatically with the results. And this is how it finds out how many clean sheets a team has had against them. The fire and ice emoji is here for the teams that are on fire. You'll see the results from the last 5 games and so forth. Standing pivots, there's the pivot table, automatically gets filled out. Home, away, total. The results over the last 10 games will be here. Again, that's a query, and it does that. Here's a pivot table with all the player stats. So I have that, automatically fills out. Here's a team pivot table. all the team stats. All the logos are linked here, so the image to each logo. Let's see if I can get it. There it is. It's showing all of them the same. Interesting. Um, Usually it'll show the image, but I think I have too many things open right now. But that's where I get the logos from. And then the game score totals. So here's those totals and how many times each of those totals has happened throughout the replay. And right now, the highest result is 2-0. 2-0 final, happened 9 times, 17.65%, followed by 1-0, followed by 3-0. And then how many times has each of those how many times have the team scored this many goals? And the highest is a shutout, and then a 1, and then a 2, and then a 3, so forth. That's it. That's my players. That's my stat sheet in Google Sheets. Everything's pretty much automated. I type in the score. I paste the team sheet. Team stats. I paste the player stats. Boom, done. And that's how I get everything done there. I have the same thing for my historical. So at the end of the season, I'll put this in and put all my historical stats will update. So I have the historical standings overall for all the teams, all the games. I just copy it. I paste that. I paste the team results. I know I've averaged 1.38 goals over 3,420 games. I've had a lot of, how many clean sheets? It doesn't say. That's the percentage of clean sheets. The average over that many seasons, that many games, the aerial battle is 60.51 for home, 39.49 for road. So it's a little bit of an advantage for home team, which I like that. PK percentages, all of my overall stats, overall league leaders. So I have a history of who leads the league. There's Harry Kane with 219. I had that on my write-up recently. Games played. Jamie Vardy leads everybody. Outfield players in games played. That will change after this replay. Come down to goalies. And games played, David De Gea, 313 games. He has the most, probably one of my favorite players, and he is on there, has a lot of games, a lot of wins, so forth. The final player stats I copy for each season. No, this is overall, everyone's player stats. Overall team stat leaders, overall team replay totals, like the season one, but for combined. All their stats, individual teams. So I have Manchester United's history here in my replays and all the players that have played and all the stats. All their individual stats with their season and so forth. Top game performance. The most goals in a game. Jesus scored 5 times in a game. What's crazy? This is where I led to changing my PK rules. Because the Jorginho rule in 2021, he had 4 PKs in a game. He had 3 PKs in another game. This is where I made the change of, okay, we need to do something different with penalties. And so that was the turning point on my penalties. I don't let a player get more than 2 in a game anymore, so that will never be broken. But then you can also adjust that team penalty after they get more. Most goals I had in a game is 8. So most shots, 34. Most fouls, 29. So I just have that. It's all available. My overall standings pivot, my player pivot, team pivot, all my players, and here's my replay history. That's all my stats. And at the end of the season, I'll update this sheet, put the new replay in. That'll fill in 13-14. I need to do 12-13 and 14-15, and I'll have that entire block. So at some point, I'll probably get to that. The last thing that I have is a standings file in Excel. This is where I started, and I used to have the logos in here. This is where I started keeping standings, and so you'll see it's similar with the games are here, the scores are here, and then I have the standings into a pivot table, which I have to do an update, and it has the results here. But what this does is this is what feeds my score sheet. So this file feeds the score sheet. I have a drive mapped to the folder, so I know when I have a score sheet, I'm on different computers. As long as I map the drive the same, it knows where to find it on the computer. So I update that. Every week I'll update this. I have a breakdown of how the teams have done throughout the weeks, and I have this cool chart. You'll see that kind of fill out throughout the year. And that's it. So that is, that's a lot. I know, that's a lot. It's a lot of information I threw at you guys, and really all this really was is to show you how I do these things. If you have questions, about how I do it, go ahead and ask. I was playing around, play around with Excel. I've gotten a lot better at Excel just from playing this game. I've gotten a lot better. I make rollers for all the games I play now because of what I've learned. Google Sheets, I've gotten a lot better at Google Sheets because I wanted to figure out how to do this or that. And so it really helps me in a lot of other areas, helps me at work, helps me in a lot of places because I learn how to manipulate data better and easier, which in turn makes a lot of things easier for me. But that's it. Like I said, if you have questions, go ahead and ask. I'm sorry for it was like a data dump on you guys. And if you made it through to this point, congratulations. It's a lot, but I will see you guys online. I will continue playing the games and posting the games. If you have any questions, you can ask on the Delphi forum. Now we're on Facebook, so we have the Facebook forum, Net Results Soccer and Soccer Discussion, I think. So that's out there. Ask questions. I love the game. You guys know that. I love the game. I love making the sets. I love playing the game. I love the fact that you guys are playing the game. It's really, really cool. It's really cool to see. This is a great game that has just not got a lot of traction. And I know David talked about this before. It's free, so people, or it's cheap, so people don't want to pay the money or whatever it is. This is a fantastic game. If you like soccer, you want to replay soccer, and the sets that are available, all the ones I made are free. And it doesn't cost you anything to get in. You got to figure it out. The people that are playing it now, you figure it out in 2 to 3 games, ask some questions, we answer them. And I fell in love with soccer a lot because of this game. It's part of my life now. And you can see, I don't know if you can see in the background. If I move out of the way, that's my Manchester United blanket over. Let's see if I can do this. Right there's my Manchester United blanket. I have a red and black seat. I have Manchester United stuff over here. I have Manchester United coffee cup. I just fell in love with the game. So thanks for watching. I will be getting back to some more game action on some videos here soon. I've not been feeling well, so talking this long, I'm glad I made it through this. It's just been scratchy throat, coughing, and so forth. But I'm feeling better. Thanks for people that gave me well wishes on that. And I will see you guys in the near future with another game video. If you have any requests, send them out to me, and we'll go ahead and look at that. But otherwise, have a good night, and I will catch you on the next video. Thanks a lot, guys.